Well, it's been more than 75 years since American troops were sent to Europe to fight during World War II. The war left cities across Europe in pieces, homes demolished and cities cut off from the world.
Well, decades later, we're hearing from one woman who not only remembers living in bombed-out Berlin after the war, but how one Utah man changed her life.
I do have memories of broken buildings, bombed down buildings, rats in the streets, severe hunger, and Americans being my friend.
During the Berlin airlift in 1948, U.S. pilot Gail Halvorsen flew 3 flights a day over West Berlin after the Soviet Union cut off supply lines to the city. After hiking to the end of the airfield and meeting 30 children behind a barbed wire fence, Halvorsen wanted to do more.
Yes, I called it candy from heaven.
Halvorsen began tying candy to parachutes and dropping them over the city. He became known as Uncle Wiggly Wings to the Germans because he would wiggle the wings of his airplane so the children would know it was him.
But it gave me hope, and hope is probably the best gift he could have given us at this time.
Regine Lovely grew up in East Berlin, which was under communist rule. She would hope the wind would blow the candy parachutes to her and her friends.
And then we would run like the daylights to just see if we can get one. And I was one of the lucky ones, and I got a piece of chewing gum. And I have never, ever seen chewing gum, and I thought I died and went to heaven. I had never smelled or tasted anything like that before in my life.
Lovely says because of Halvorsen's actions, she decided at 3 years old to move to America.
And my goal was to be an American and to find the candy bomber, because I didn't know who he was. I had no name, no nothing.
Lovely says she continued to tell her story and ask if anyone knew who the candy bomber was, until a friend of a friend made the connection.
And he's been my lifelong hero, and I've never met anybody kinder, more understanding, more giving. And as a child, I had him on the pedestal. But once I met it, I raised the pedestal.
Now, 75 years later, Lovely has not only met her lifelong hero, but she says there are no words to describe the honor of presenting him with a Lifetime Achievement Award in St. George this weekend.
It's a great event, well planned, a lot of good kids, and that's where the future is. So the little kids are what I pay attention to.
Now, Halvorsen is 100 years old, but that didn't stop him from getting back in the air. Before receiving his award, Halvorsen made another candy drop for the kids in St. George before making his way to the stage where Lovely presented him with an award and a surprise.
A piece of gum, so we are even.
Reminds me of the old memories I had of flying over foggy Berlin, dropping candies and parachutes out the back door of the airplane.